Good. Keep coming. Yep, keep coming back and keep staying on that side of the trail. Full Collective Media got the new Freefly Alta, and we have the M10 with it. We've been flying smaller DSLRs, but we really wanted to fly a bigger rig, bigger camera. And we decided to go to Grit and try their Ursa Mini. So I think the hardest part about putting the Ursa up on a Movi is we were using the M10, so what we had to figure out was, okay, how can we fit the camera on the rig without hitting, the back, without hitting the sides, how to balance it properly. And so basically we had to go to a smaller lens setup. We couldn't do, a huge cinema lens on there because that's too much weight up front. We'd have to scoot it back, wouldn't work. We decided to go with a Ronin 14mm lens, which actually worked out perfectly. But then the issue was with Grit's camera, it had a V-mount battery on the back, and that was just too much weight, too big. So we were trying to figure out how can we power this thing without putting that huge battery on the back. And we have tons of LiPo batteries. So we figured, okay, well, we know that the Ursa Mini can take 12 volt to 20 volt. So let's power this thing with just one of our 3-cell LiPo batteries. So we were able to solder up this cable that went from one of our 3-cell LiPo batteries to a 4-pin XLR that we were able to power the actual camera off of. And we were also able to power this little box that we had to make SDI turn into HDMI, because we're using a Connex downlink, which only takes HDMI. So we couldn't just go, Ursa Mini, it only has SDI out. So we had to take a converter box, convert it SDI to HDMI. So we powered that box as well as the camera with one battery, and then we were able to power the Connex downlink and the actual Movi with a separate battery. So once we were able to finally get the camera rigged on there, got it balanced correctly, which was a feat in itself. We did an auto tune to the gimbal, which gave us some settings that we eventually tweaked to make it, so it was dead rock steady when it was flying. And we took it up for a test run, and it looked great. I mean, you couldn't have asked for anything more stable. It was perfect. So after we did the test in the backyard with the camera, and we know that it worked, we decided to go take a trail runner and go up, behind the Utah Capitol and take it for a test fly and see if everything worked with an actual, subject to film. When we were up there, it flew great. The pilot, Tristan, he flew it and said there was no issues. It felt rock solid, even though we probably had close to 31 pounds up in the air, which they say 30 is kind of where you should max out. But it worked great. I mean, it flew phenomenal, and the downlink worked. Our converter SDI to HDMI worked really well. I was able to see the video feed, no problem. And we were really stoked with the footage. It looked great. So after putting up the Ursa Mini on the helicopter, pretty confident that we could fly any big camera that we ever want to put in the air. Doesn't matter what kind of workarounds we have to do, I'm sure that we can make any camera work.